Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive. Today, we're going deep, exploring the Sukhmani Sahib. You might know it as the Jewel of Bliss. And I know you guys love getting to the good stuff quickly, those little nuggets of wisdom. Well, this text, full of them. It's poetry, focus on inner peace. Right up our alley, right?
Absolutely. It's incredible how the Sukhmani Sahib takes these profound truths about life and weaves them into such beautiful language. Really inspiring.
Jewel of Bliss, though. That's beautiful. I can already feel myself relaxing. But before we really dive in, can you give us a little context? We've got excerpts from the text itself and some background information, but for those who are new to this.
Of course. So, first things first, Sukhmani Sahib actually translates to Jewel of Bliss. It's all about finding that inner peace, that sukh.
Makes sense. Makes the title even more powerful now. So take us back a bit, 16th century India. What was going on then? Why was this text so important?
Imagine like massive change happening everywhere. Social structures, religious ideas, almost an upheaval. People were craving something to hold on to, something to bring them peace in the middle of all that chaos. And that's where Guru Arjun Dev Ji comes, and the fifth Sikh guru. He composed the Sukhmani Sahib as this source of comfort, this guide to finding that spiritual refuge.
It's amazing how these ancient texts speak to these universal needs. Like we still go through the same stuff, just maybe in different ways. Now, before I forget, the Sukhmani Sahib, it's got this really specific structure, right? 24 sections, the Ashpadis, and then 8 stanzas each. That's got to be important.
Yeah, that structure is key. It's like this built-in rhythm pulling you deeper and deeper into the meaning. You've got these profound ideas about the divine, about what it means to be human, about finding peace all woven together in this really intentional way, meant to be meditative, just like experiencing it.
I am so ready for that. But before we get lost in the verses themselves, one last thing. Why should this ancient text matter to us now? Like in the 21st century, why should we care?
Because even though the world's different now, right, we're
Yeah.
still dealing with the same basic human stuff. The Sukhmani Sahib, it talks about those universal truths, that desire for meaning, that need for peace, figuring out how to live a good life. It's all still relevant.
It's like the challenges might change, but that core human experience, that's timeless. All right, I am hooked. Let's hear those opening lines.
So it starts with this powerful salak. Think of it like an introduction, setting the stage. It says, the universal creator is one through the gift of the true guru. Short and sweet, but so much there.
Love that. Already seeing some big themes popping up.
Right, and it goes on to emphasize how important the guru is, that need for guidance on this path. Then the first Ashpadi really pulls you in. Meditate, meditate, meditate in remembrance. Darkness and conflict will be destroyed. Meditate on the one who encompasses the universe.
Whoa. Even just hearing that, my mind's quieting down a bit. What's the deeper message there for those of us who are, new to all this?
It's about getting out of our own heads, you know. The world's full of distractions, but the Sukhmani Sahib's telling us, turn inward, find that stillness. When we connect with that universal energy, that's where we find peace.
And it's active. Yeah. It's not just like hoping for peace.
Yeah.
It's actively cultivating it.
Exactly. It keeps coming back to this idea of remembrance. Not just passively remembering, though. The Sukhmani Sahib encourages chanting the Naam, God's name. Purify the mind, experience that connection more deeply.
I love that. Like a constant thread, no matter what's happening around you, you've got that anchor. So we've got meditation, we've got remembrance, chanting. What else is emphasized in these early parts?
It gets really cool here. So the Sukhmani Sahib talks about other scriptures too, like the Vedas, but instead of saying this is the only way, it's more like they're all expressions of the same truth, just like different ways of saying it.
I love that. Like all these different paths,
Yeah,
ultimately leading to the same place.
right. And then the first Ashpadi ends with this. One particle, in whom the soul resides, that one's greatness cannot be counted. With desire for one sight of your vision, Nanak, with them emancipate me. It's a reminder that even the smallest thing, it holds so much significance, and connecting with that divine spark, that's what truly sets us free.
There's a real humility to that, recognizing that we're part of something so much bigger. This is already so much to unpack, and we're just getting started. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll keep exploring the wisdom of the Sukhmani Sahib. All right, we are back and ready to dive back into the Sukhmani Sahib. Those opening lines were really powerful. I'm excited to see where else this takes us.
Oh, it's quite a journey, each part building on the last one, lots to uncover.
Well, we were talking about remembrance, chanting, and connecting with something bigger. What comes next in the Sukhmani Sahib?
So the second Ashpadi, it really gets into the good stuff, the benefits of that connection. the sukh, the bliss we're looking for, it starts off by saying, Sukhmani, peace-giving ambrosial name of God. In devotees' hearts, it resides as peace and comfort.
I love that. God's name is this peace-giving force, like something we can actually feel.
Right. More than just words, it's about tapping into this energy, something divine, and that creates peace inside us, and then it spreads outward, and it goes on to list all these incredible things that happen when we stay connected. No reincarnation, no pain, no fear of death, no enemies, no obstacles.
Okay, that's a pretty amazing list. Sounds almost too good to be true, you know? Like, how does that actually work?
Think of it like this. When we're focused on all the negative stuff, fear, anger, although we're actually creating a certain energy around us. But when we shift our focus, when we tune into something positive, that energy changes. It doesn't mean the challenges disappear, but we're able to face them differently, stronger.
So, it's about building that inner resilience.
Exactly. And the second Ashtapadi reminds us where that peace, that abundance really comes from. All treasures, Nanak, are in God's love. Love is the source.
The love is the ultimate treasure.
Right.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Now, you mentioned a section about 9 spiritual treasures. I wanted to hear more about that.
Absolutely. Ashtapadi 2, it says, in God's remembrance, attain the 9 spiritual treasures. And then it goes on to list them. Wisdom, meditation, essence, understanding, chanting, austerity, worship, overcoming duality, spiritual cleansing. It's a lot.
It is. So what's the significance of those 9 treasures? Why are they so important in the Sukhmani Sahib?
They represent all the different qualities, the practices that lead to a more fulfilling, spiritually awake life. Wisdom, connecting with our true selves, getting past the illusions, purifying our thoughts. It's like the keys to unlocking our potential.
A roadmap to aligning with the divine.
Exactly. And the really cool thing is, it's not just a list. The Sukhmani Sahib gives us actual advice on how to actually cultivate these treasures. Through effort, through remembrance, it's all connected.
That's what makes it so practical. It's not just this lofty, unattainable ideal. You also mentioned something about the Sukhmani Sahib emphasizing the power of the divine name, even without elaborate rituals, right?
Oh, yes. Ashtapadis 2 and 3, they're full of these powerful lines about it. Like one of them says, numerous meritorious deeds do not ferry across, yet the name of God washes away millions of misdeeds.
It's like this radical idea that even just connecting with the name itself has this incredible power to purify us.
It's about intention, turning towards the light, you know? Even when things are dark, the Sukhmani Sahib saying we don't need anything fancy, just that sincere repetition, that connection, it can be enough to transform us.
That's really empowering. Now, we can't talk about the Sukhmani Sahib without mentioning materialism. Especially in our world today, it feels like its message is like more important than ever.
Definitely. Ashtapadi 4 gets into this saying, numerous pleasures of materialism do not quench thirst. By chanting God's name, one becomes satisfied. It's not about saying that material things are bad, but that they can't give us lasting peace. They just can't.
It's about recognizing that true fulfillment, it's an inside job. Cultivating that inner peace, not chasing after things.
Yeah. Shifting our focus from what do I have to who am I becoming?
What do I have to who am I becoming? I love that.
And that leads us to another powerful concept from the Sukhmani Sahib, the characteristics of a true devotee. A true knower of God.
Oh, yes. Those sections were so powerful. Tell me more about that. And we're back, diving into the final part of our Sukhmani Sahib deep dive. It's been, wow, what a journey. Meditation, chanting, those spiritual treasures, even materialism. We've covered so much ground.
It really has been quite a journey. And like any good journey, there's a guide. So let's talk about the guru. What really stood out to you about how the Sukhmani Sahib describes the guru?
You know, there's this strong sense of the guru as this nurturing, guiding force. Like in Ashtapadi 17, it says, the true guru nurtures the disciple. The guru removes the disciple's evil-minded dirt. The true guru cuts the disciple's bonds. It's like the guru helps us see past all the stuff that's blocking our own light.
Exactly. And what I love is that it's not about blindly following. The guru's not giving us all the answers. It's more like they're helping us wake up our own wisdom, that ability we all have to connect with something bigger.
It's about empowerment then, not just relying on someone else.
Exactly. The guru gives us the tools, shows us the way, but ultimately it's our own journey. And the Sukhmani Sahib suggests that it's when we surrender to that journey, trust the process and the guidance, that real transformation happens.
And speaking of transformation, we talked about material wealth and how it doesn't really fulfill us. So what does the Sukhmani Sahib offer instead? What does it say about true wealth?
Oh, Ashtapadi 19, it does this beautiful job of contrasting those two types of wealth. Listen to this. The wealth by which the whole world runs, that wealth is obtained by serving God. The comfort which friends always wish for, that comfort is found in the love of the holy. True wealth, it's saying, comes from connection, from service, from love things that grow when we're aligned with something beyond just ourselves.
A different kind of abundance.
Yeah.
An inner richness that you can't just buy.
Right. And it's about finding refuge in those things, in the divine, in that connection. The Sukhmani Sahib reminds us that real security, true fulfillment, it doesn't come from what other people think or from what we own. It's about cultivating those inner qualities.
Like we were saying before, what do I have? Versus who am I becoming and what am I putting out into the world?
Exactly. It all comes back to that connection, that capacity for love, for service. That's where true wealth lies.
This has been incredible. As we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from the Sukhmani Sahib? What makes it relevant, even now?
You know, in a world that's so full of distractions, of things that pull us in a million directions, the Sukhmani Sahib, it offers this timeless path to peace. It reminds us that we have the power through meditation, through remembrance, through service, to tap into this incredible source of strength and wisdom.
A guidebook for navigating modern life.
It really is, and it reminds us that finding peace, it's not a luxury, it's essential to living a truly meaningful life.
The Sukhmani Sahib, truly a jewel of bliss. One last thought for everyone listening. We've talked a lot about connecting with the divine, but the text also says that God is both formless and present in everything. So as you go about your day, ask yourself, how does that change the way you interact with the world? With others, with yourself even?
Now that's something to think about.
It is. And on that note, we'll leave you to continue your own deep dive into the wisdom of the Sukhmani Sahib. Until next time, keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep diving deeper.